What would you do if the house you spent your entire life working for your dream lake mansion was stormed by more than 100 strangers? Because your HOA president decided it was community property. What would you do if you came home expecting peace and instead found your sanctuary trashed like a public festival ground? That was my nightmare one. I never imagined living through, and one I'll never forget. I was 50 when I finally bought the place. After decades of late nights, red-eye flights, and grinding my way through the tech world, I wanted stillness, just stillness. I found it on Lake Norman in North Carolina. Wide glass doors opened to the water, every sunrise spilling across my living room like a painting. The backyard sloped into a private dock. For the first time in years, I thought I'd earned peace. My mother used to tell me when I was a kid, if you want peace in this life, you'll have to build it with your own two hands. The day I held those keys, I thought I had. The first weeks, I barely left the house. I cooked in my own kitchen instead of another hotel. I walked barefoot down to the dock and kayaked into the calm water. Neighbors waved politely, though I noticed the way their eyes lingered just a second too long, like they were sizing me up. I didn't care. I wasn't there to make best friends. I was there for privacy. Then the letters started. Neatly folded, stamped with the HOA crest, all signed by the same name. Geraldine Caffrey, President of the Homeowners Association. At first it was silly things. Your deck chairs should be a neutral color. Your dock light doesn't match the uniform style. I laughed it off. I'd been there barely 2 weeks. Then one Saturday morning I finally met her. She marched up my driveway like she owned it, clipboard tucked under her arm. "You must be Mr. LeClaire," she said. Lips pulled into a smile that never touched her eyes. "I'm Geraldine Caffrey, President of the Lake Norman Homeowners Association." She looked around, didn't shake my hand, didn't bother with small talk. She just pointed at my chairs, my dock, my fence. "We maintain a very specific aesthetic here. It's what keeps property values high." I told her politely I just moved in. A little time to settle would be nice. She tightened her lips and said, "Of course. But understand, our rules apply equally. To everyone." And I didn't miss the way she emphasized that word. At first I thought, fine, another overbearing HOA president, but whispers started. Neighbors asking me if I was open to community gatherings. A couple in the grocery store leaned in. "So you're really letting the HOA host a big party at your place?" I blinked. "What party?" They chuckled awkwardly. "Oh, maybe we misunderstood. You know how Geraldine gets." When I confronted her, she didn't flinch. "It's a community celebration," she said smoothly. "Your home is the perfect space. Think of it as your chance to integrate." I told her flatly, "I never gave you permission." Her smile thinned. "Sometimes it's not about permission, it's about participation." "Careful, Mr. LeClaire. You wouldn't want to appear unneighborly." That's when I realized she wasn't asking. She was declaring, and I underestimated just how far she'd go. The weekend of her nephew's graduation came. I was in Durham for a consulting trip. Saturday night my phone buzzed. "Big party at your place tonight, looks wild." My stomach dropped. I called my neighbor Sharon. She laughed nervously. "Geraldine said it was all set. Your driveway's packed. They even have valet." When I got back Sunday afternoon, I stopped my car cold. Beer bottles littered my lawn. Tire ruts scarred the grass. A torn banner reading "Congrats." Dylan flapped across my porch. Inside chaos. Furniture overturned, rugs ruined with stains. My bed trampled lipstick across the bathroom mirror. Strangers' fingerprints on my glass table. Someone had been in my closet. Out back, the dock boards cracked my boat cover, torn the pool cloudy with debris. My sanctuary destroyed. Sharon stood sheepishly by the driveway. "I thought you knew," she whispered. "Geraldine said it was approved." I couldn't even look at her. Inside, I called Geraldine. She answered briskly, her voice smug. "Tremendous success, wouldn't you say?" "You broke into my house," I said through clenched teeth. "You trashed my property. You had no right." She actually laughed. "Don't exaggerate. Repairs can be made. You should be proud your home brought people together." Be careful with words like trespassing, Mr. LeClaire. The HOA has broad discretion. You wouldn't want to be seen as combative. Combative. That word sat like poison in my mouth. For a moment I wanted to give in. Maybe I had made a mistake moving here. Maybe I should just sell the place, cut my losses, leave. My parents had worked their whole lives so I could climb out of small beginnings, and now here I was being treated like a trespasser in my own home. Was I the problem? Should I just stay quiet like everyone else clearly did with her? But then I remembered something my mother said. Silence doesn't bring peace, it just lets the bully grow stronger. So I called my attorney, Victor Hensley. Document everything he said. Every stain, every crack, every broken piece. She has no legal right. That night I went room to room with my camera. Each flash of the lens was proof, was fuel, was a promise I wouldn't let this go. A week later, the lawsuit was filed. Not just against Geraldine, not just against the HOA board, but against every single guest who had set foot in my home. Over 100 names, $100,000 in damages each. The neighborhood went up in flames. Some whispered I was right. Others called me ruthless. Geraldine held emergency meetings assuring them it was just a bluff. But the panic in their eyes told the truth. The first day in court, I sat beside Victor, calm but boiling inside. Geraldine strutted in like she was chairing another HOA meeting, pearls at her throat, clipboard in hand. The judge, a no-nonsense woman, cut through the theatrics. Victor laid out the photos, my trashed living room, my cracked dock, my ruined rugs. Murmurs rippled through the gallery. Then came the witnesses. Sharon, voice trembling. Geraldine told us it was approved. Douglas, furious, I asked her directly. She said the HOA had authority. That's the only reason people went along with it. Each word landed like a hammer. When it was my turn, I stood steady. I bought that house for peace. I came home to find it destroyed. Strangers in my bedroom, my property violated. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was a decision, and it told me my ownership meant nothing. The room went silent. Finally, the judge turned to Geraldine. Did Mr. LeClaire ever give you permission? She hesitated. Too long. Then quietly, not explicitly. Not explicitly, the judge repeated, leaning forward. Or not at all. Geraldine swallowed. Not at all. And that was it. The gavel fell. Trespassing liability damages awarded. Geraldine frozen in her seat, clipboard slipping from her hands. 20 years of control shattered in one moment. I didn't cheer. I didn't smile. I just exhaled, feeling the weight lift, not because I won money, but because I proved I wouldn't be bullied into silence. The lesson: boundaries matter. And when someone tramples yours, silence is the worst response you can give.